there's only one way we could start this podcast episode. Devadam, 12 devadam. Devadam. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, devadam, 12 devadam. Devadam. Hey, 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 hey. Hayır zaman yanındayız. Yalnız bırakmayacağız. Kalpler senle bir kez daha şampiyon olacağız.
Wow.
Devadam, 12 devadam.
Wow, Gitas, amazing. Amazing. Wow.
12 giant men. This
Alperen
is what
Şengün
we
would be
just
proud
saw.
of you. Alperen Şengün would be proud of you. He approves.
God.
He approves that.
Wow, that was
Wow.
amazing.
If this wasn't a 12 giant men performance, I don't know what is.
If your song is not worth a like and subscribe on this channel, I don't know what
I
is.
thought I've seen everything tonight. I thought the first half was the thing, but now I'm speechless.
Turkey had a performance of a lifetime, but you singing, I think, is the is the moment of tonight. But yeah, congrats.
Give some
Turkey.
love to Gitas, really.
What a freaking performance. Absolute domination on both ends of the floor. Zero chances for the Greek team. I would say they didn't really show up to this game. I expected them to show up at least in the second half. Didn't happen. Ball was slipping out of their hands. They were nervous. They were crushed under this defensive pressure by Turkiye. This is an incredible showing. One of the most dominant semifinals I can remember. And Turkiye is in the freaking final.
Yes, sir.
crazy.
Where should we start? I mean, probably from the beginning, where it just started with Turkey's defense just being all over the floor, relentless, having more energy, playing more aggressive than Greece, and first and foremost, their hedging defense. Turkey's guards like Seamus Hazer, even Shane Larkin, everybody were really aggressive on the ball. Şengün, Osmani, really aggressive hedges. Greece looked like a team that first time saw like this aggressive defense on the pick and rolls. So many turnovers. I think it was 12-2 turnovers. After the first half, Turkey had like 16 more field goal attempts because of so many turnovers. And really, the ball was just slipping away from Greece players' hands. And really, I've not seen a team that's, succumbing under pressure so much. But this was because of Turkey's amazing defense. From the first minute, they looked like the team that wanted it more way much and had a way better game plan.
And 17-2 is the points of turnovers after the first half. And that's essentially the difference. After the first half, it was an 18-point game, 15 points from just the turnovers. Another thing defensively, we're talking about the perimeter, but also when you're talking about inside, we were thinking, okay,
defense against Giannis.
How is Turkey going to stop Giannis, And first of all, I was surprised that Osmani was left on Giannis to deal with him himself, number one. And then there's this additional help from Şengün, who's camping in the paint, which worked really well. And if it wasn't just Şengün, it was also Cedi Osman coming there to help. So when Greece was not finding anything from the perimeter, I said it before that Greece is a limited team on the perimeter and they're struggling with their offense sometimes when, because of the lack of talent on the guard department, let's say. We saw what happens when that's not working. And then you try to do it through Giannis. It's also not working because they've got this whole Giannis wall in there. Yeah. So there's nothing left. And those turnovers were incredible to see all these, let's say, veterans of the game like Slukas, Tyler Dorsey, every single guy turning the ball over in every way possible. Bad pass, just, Toliopoulos can't even get across the half court 3 times maybe. I was like, wow, what is this defense, first of all, and what is this collapse from Greece? This was incredible.
In football, I'm not a football fan, but I remember there were situations like it's kind of a football game where one team just cannot pass over the middle line, basically. So in the first half, I had the same feeling with Greece. 12 turnovers was more than Greece made in the first half, more than Greece made in 5 other Eurobasket games. That's how bad it was. And you mentioned, there's another way to stop Giannis by quality offense. And Turkey was just amazing offensively. If they were not scoring the ball, they were getting offensive rebounds. And when you score, when you get those offensive rebounds, there are no fast break opportunities. Although Giannis leads the Eurobasket in fast break opportunities by himself, he didn't have any. I just don't remember. We were used to see him flying all over the court in 3 steps. He goes from coast to coast. I don't remember if he had anything like that, and Turkey took away this. They took away all this confidence from the ball handlers. They not only made those turnovers just because of the defensive pressure, they just lost all the confidence in the world to be with the ball. So pure domination. I cannot recall any other such a high level, high importance game with one team being so dominant. And actually, this 26-point victory is the second largest in the Eurobasket semifinal history. The only other game that ended in a bigger margin was France against Poland in 2022, 95-54. But let's be honest, that France and Poland was from different shelves. We thought that Turkey and Greece gonna be this huge derby. It was one-sided game. And what's interesting that Turkey had... it was the first Turkey victory against Greece since 1975.
Wow.
They lost 9 matchups in a row or something. So that's the way to have a revenge.
Wow.
In semis, going to the finals for the second time in the Eurobasket history for Turkey, and just being like dominant.
And
the whole
also,
40 minutes. They never led in the game.
Yeah.
Greece was never ahead for the first time in this Eurobasket.
It's just started right from the first moments. One team build huge confidence by making defensive plays, by making those 3-pointers, and the other just didn't. But I thought that this confidence builders were coming off how one team prepared a match and how the other team prepared a match. Because Turkey started the game by attacking Giannis in the pick and pops, and that's where Osmani got those 3-pointers. By the way, shout out to Ersan Osmani. Game of his life.
For sure.
When his country needed this the most there in the final, he had a stat line that he will remember for his entire life. 28 points, 6 of 8 3-pointers, 5 of 7 twos, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. 33 efficiency is just crazy. And do you want to add something about him?
Yeah, because speaking of confidence and how to soak up the confidence from the other team, not only his points, you remember the first 2 possessions by Greece, he was just hitting the ball away. When it felt like Greece going to score 2 first quick possessions, and that's
Very
where you
important.
build your confidence. No points.
It was
no basket.
It was 2 times he knocked it over, so it would have been not 5-0 the start, but 5-4. But 2 times those points were denied like that. And then he hits those 3-pointers. He had 4 of 4 in the first quarter.
That's the best individual performance by a role player I've seen at this stage. Basically in games that decides medals. I cannot recall anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the guy today, basically, for Turkey, because he was defending Giannis on one side. He got a lot of deflections on entry passes, got a couple of steals. He was holding his ground. I mean, Şengün was there to protect the paint, but he did an amazing job on both streets. And, I'm going back to that game plan. I thought while Turkey were prepared and aggressive, Greece were just... I don't know what they did for 2 days. They were probably thinking about if Cedi Osman is going to play or not, while the other team was preparing. Because first of all, Osmani's pick and pops to target Giannis. Shane Larkin attacking Kostas Lukas twice in the first half, Turkey getting 5 points because of that. Tyler Dorsey on defense just... he usually does, just flying around in the middle, in the gray zone, getting 3-pointers wide open, helping from the strong side. How many times Greece got cooked on backdoor cuts? I mean, Cedi Osman is a great player without the ball. Kostas Papanikolaou just standing there watching. Giannis Antetokounmpo standing there watching. Tyler Dorsey standing there watching. So many easy points just because of their off-ball movement. And I don't know where Greece's heads were today, but definitely not in this semifinal.
Yeah, it didn't even take a very great game from Alper and Şengün offensively, although he did create a lot. He had a lot of offensive rebounds, first of all.
6 assists.
Something that was, 6 assists, 12 rebounds in total, 15 points, only 5 of 15 from the field. A lot of these missed shots were just after offensive rebounds. He tried to put it back up, didn't, but then got the ball back, maybe passed it out. Also, even though he wasn't, let's say, perfect from the field, he was finding his teammates whenever he got doubled. So I thought, okay, so how are they gonna contain Şengün? Because this was my predictions video. I also said that, how is Greece gonna do it? Because they were struggling against Valančiūnas, they were struggling against Jusuf Nurkic, when even without Giannis, what doesn't matter. But the point being that, what do you do with Şengün? And whenever help came, Şengün just has eyes in the back of his head.
Yeah.
He finds every single guy. Like Osmani had a couple of just easy layups from there, from right under the basket. I just wanted to say that Şengün didn't have to score as much to contribute to this win. And of course, like you said, Cedi Osman, another great game by him, all around performance, really.
Şengün missed his first 8 field goal attempts. That was in the first 13 minutes. That was more than in any other Eurobasket game before. And Cedi Osman thing, I mean...
And they were winning by 12 at that moment.
Yeah, and of course he was contributing in one of those many ways that he was contributing. Those second chance situations was huge for Turkey. And Cedi Osman, we were all had those doubts, like if he's not playing, that's a huge loss in terms of size, in terms of being part of this big three in Turkey. On both ends, he would be super important. The guy plays 19 minutes, 24 seconds in the first half alone. So
he sprints to the full court,
You could say that in some situations he was holding himself. You could see that he was not at his full speed, but I mean...
He looked more than okay to me. I don't know. He looked more than okay to me.
And just the last point I wanted to make, we praised all of those guys like Osmani and all the other guys, but big shout out to Sehmush Gazer and Sipahi, because they were the ones pressuring the ball the most.
Yeah.
They were the ones who, like in Harry Potter, they put their souls from the great players.
Felt like this.
I don't remember how they called them, but I mean, it was just... I remember Isaac Bonga was like, he's in nightmares of Lauri Markkanen, but now I think that those Greek guards gonna have Sipahi, Sehmush Gazer, even Shin Larkin was pressuring the ball. They're gonna be in their nightmares. So... Wow. I mean, wow. I didn't expect that. I really thought it's going to be a close game, Giannis Şengün, but it was a blowout, complete blowout.
Giannis was nowhere to be found today, and we expected a close game, and instead we felt like with 4 minutes remaining in this match, like everybody were just waiting to shake hands. Like Greece just wanted to actually leave the game like you do in a 2K if you're losing by that much. They didn't want to be there. Like that situation, I think in the third quarter, they're losing by I don't know how much. Somebody from Greece is shooting the basketball. There is no one going for an offensive rebound. Everybody's standing around the three-point line and the half court. Nobody's going for offensive rebound. And somehow, Ersan Osmani is the first one actually to overtake all those guys that are standing there protecting and getting a dunk. And that was like, is this even real life? Like, you are not going for an offensive rebound, 4 guys, and you are allowing a dunk on the other end. Like on the other end. I mean, it just speaks volumes about how Greece is. I don't know. They got killed so early, and their confidence was not there. And Turkey had just dominated and did it by actually singing their songs in the middle of the game, enjoying the game, having this huge confidence. It was
what
fun
do you guys
to
think?
watch.
Would you say Ergin Ataman outcoached Greece here, Vasilis Spanoulis? Because in my opinion,
Easily.
the rotations, when you look at them, Greece was trying a lot of different guys, and nobody got in
be
rhythm.
doing that.
I don't think you should be doing that in the semifinal. I think when you're the most minutes someone played was 29. That was Giannis. Of course, at the end, it happened so that it was a blowout. So they got off the court. But for example, you look at Team Turkiye, there are 4 guys that played over 30 minutes. And that just shows a different mindset of how you approach a short tournament like that. And I think that works better in terms of, winning and success.
I wouldn't put much emphasis on it because I think that Spanoulis was just trying to find the right lineup.
I guess
someone
that's also
who has
true.
balls to play that night. Because I mean, there was no confidence. It's hard to say if like Spanoulis was outcoached because it feels like nobody could execute on both ends of the floor. So it's even hard to say what they were prepared for when you're not hitting any shots when you're open, because they missed some open shots as well. When you cannot get over the half court, basically, it's hard to say that what was the plan of the head coach. I mean, it was about the guys not performing without any confidence and just being dominated by the Turkish players.
But it's just, I mean, Greece did not look like they were ready for this game. I mean, it's not like Turkey did something surprising. They were executing on a high level, and Greece were not ready for that. And I wouldn't say having a lineup in the second quarter of Toliopoulos, Larenzakis, Kalaitzakis, Samodurov, and Kostas Antetokounmpo. You shouldn't be playing a lineup like
in
this
the second quarter when the game was still single digits.
It wasn't for long. It did not go really much south there in that moment. But, I just don't think you should be having minutes without Giannis and without Kostas Lukas off the floor together. Like, this is a semifinal. You should have one or two of your best players on the court at all times.
Yeah, and I just thought, you could say also that part of coaching is getting your guys ready, like mentally ready for this. So one team was way more ready than the other.
Yeah, I'm just not going to make any conclusions from the worst night of one team.
No,
because
of course.
I get your point.
I know.
Yeah, these are fair points. I'm just saying that we cannot be too harsh because it was just that one horrible night from mental, tactical standpoint, facing amazing opponent. Amazing opponent.
But nobody's perfect. And
Turkey was perfect tonight. Really, Turkey was perfect tonight.
Yeah, nobody's perfect.
I feel like
at all
except
times.
from
at all
Turkey.
times,
Yeah. Anyways,
they're in the final. Greece is still gonna have a chance to bounce back in the third place game. Although,
I think they're gonna bounce back.
You think
they
so?
have a lot of experienced players. I think that they lost the game inside in the third quarter, so it kind of helps you to prepare mentally for the next game. They weren't mentally exhausted, they weren't physically exhausted, so they're gonna show up against Finland. The main problem is that Finland is not so comfortable matchup. When they're
looking good.
When they're playing up-tempo basketball, they play solid basketball. It's not going to be easy to bounce back, but I expect a completely different outlook of Greece for the bronze medal game. That's for sure.
We'll talk about the final.
The big game.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a different clip. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. We'll be releasing this.
Put the notification button on, right? Because it's going to be out on Saturday, so just don't miss that one. Make sure to subscribe to BasketNews YouTube channel. Also follow our Instagram channel as well. You see that we have some funny guys controlling that account. So, visit basketnews.com for all the latest Eurobasket updates.